Hey everyone, my name is Greg, and today I want to walk you through the backhand flick and get you using it in your matches. This shot opens up a ton of opportunities when playing against your opponent's serves, serve returns, and pushes. So let's get started. So let's talk about the position you want to be in when performing a backhand flick. The first thing you're going to want to do is try to move yourself to be in line with the path of the ball towards the center of your body. We want this because this will be the sweet spot when performing the stroke, and it's going to give us the most consistency when hitting the ball. The next thing you're going to want to do is to take a step towards the table with your dominant leg, because the main scenario you'd be playing a backhand flick anyways is when the ball is going to end up bouncing twice on your side of the table. So you need to really get in close so that you can get to the ball and play an aggressive option. You'll also want to make sure that you're leaning forward towards the ball, and also keep your elbow high. This is going to allow us to pivot from our elbow and finish the rest of the stroke with the most speed and spin that we can get on the ball. Now, the main reason I love the backhand flick is it gives me another option when dealing with my opponent's short pushes or short serves. So instead of always just safely pushing the ball back to my opponent, instead I can mix things up and have a more aggressive option to either catch them off guard and force an error, or you could even win the point outright. Okay, now let's talk about what I consider to be the most important part of the backhand flick, and that is your racket angle. Your racket angle is going to differ depending on what kind of spin you're dealing with on the incoming ball. So when dealing with backspin, you're going to want to start with a very open racket angle. This is great for a couple reasons. Firstly, you're learning a new shot, and in general, when learning a new technique, having a more open racket angle is going to give you a little more consistency and feel when learning that shot. If you start to close the racket when you're not ready for that, you're probably going to get a lot more edge hits off of your racket. You may miss the ball a lot more often, and when you do connect with the ball, you have to be generating a lot more speed when you connect to get that spin up and over the net. The second reason why having an open racket angle is so important is it's going to allow you to do something that I call stealing or nullifying the spin. So if you have backspin coming towards you, having that open racket angle is going to allow you to nullify the spin on the ball, and then you can flip over the top to turn it into your own spin. Let me show you what I mean. When dealing with backspin, you may hear people refer to it as the ball being heavy. This is because when the ball connects with your racket, it wants to immediately drop down towards the table. Having a more open racket angle will instead direct the ball towards and across the net. This means that it's already helping you complete the rest of the shot since the ball is already moving in the right direction. When dealing with topspin balls, the shot will be nearly identical, but you'll want to close your racket angle when contacting the ball. Now, there's going to be a few things you want to try and do when making contact with the ball. First, you want to try and contact the back bottom left of the ball. That's because this is the most natural position for your hand when moving and curling over the ball. This will give you the most consistency whether you're trying to place the ball on the right side of the table or the left side of the table. You always want to try to go the back left side of the ball. Secondly, you're going to want to make sure that your racket is moving upwards at the moment you're contacting the ball. This may be a very brief moment since it's a short ball and it might not be high on the table, but you want to try to do what you can to get under it and start moving upwards before you contact. You need this so that you can generate topspin to get the ball back across the net. And lastly, you're going to want to try and make contact with the ball at the top of its bounce. It may not be very high since it's a short ball, but this spot is going to give you the most height to get it back across the net. And also, like we just talked about, if you wait until the highest point and have your racket, that'll give you the most space to get under and start generating that upward movement. Right after making contact with the ball, and maybe even a little bit before making contact with the ball, you'll want to start rotating over the top of the ball. This will require you to pivot your elbow and rotate your wrist. You'll also want to make sure you have really good back to forward momentum when connecting with the ball. This extra momentum on a backspin ball is going to make it feel less heavy and carry the ball across the net for you. The extra momentum when you have a topspin or deadspin ball will just give you that much extra speed to try and finish the point. And remember, don't get caught staring and watching your ball when you do this shot. You've moved in close to the net and executed a shot. You need to quickly get back into position in case your opponent returns the ball. And that's it. I hope these tips help with your backhand flick and make you more comfortable using it in your matches. If you want to see more of my videos, remember to subscribe to the channel. Now go practice. Later.